Hey, folks, we're talking about exiting your business. We're in a series on this topic, and I'm going to talk today about when not to try to sell your business. Stick around.
This is the Franchise Pitfalls and Profit Show. Each week, we bring you the challenges and triumphs of being in the franchise development and consulting business. The things you need to make money faster. And now your host, one of the most successful franchise developers in North America, Don Shin.
Hey, we're in a series that's really talking about and for any small or medium-sized business. And we're talking about exiting your business. And last week we talked about the overview as to why. We talked about the tremendous amount of wealth transfer that's just built up right now because of the baby boomers and several of the birth years that have created a lot of folks that are in their early to mid to late 60s, touching on the early 70s. And if they're business owners, they've got a lot of wealth kind of pent up in those businesses that they've owned. And I thought it was just so critical to talk about exiting the business. Now, the other thing we talked about in the introduction, part one episode, was that don't get your shorts in a bunch. And I know there's going to be exit planners that are going to get in an uproar and upset with me about this, but I think you can do some really, really good things on your own without this massive plan of how to exit. I'm not saying don't plan, but I'm just saying don't worry about it, and don't worry that everything's got to be perfect before you start to move or execute on the thought of exiting your business. We're gonna take 4 or 5 weeks, 4 or 5 episodes talking about the things that you can do and that can really make a difference. And then maybe at that stage, get some professional help in the actual execution of the sale of your business and the exiting of your business. But I want to work through some very, very practical things that I've seen people missing and not doing, or candidly just doing it wrong. and that's what I want to talk about. I want to help you do it better. So one of the keys is to keep your business healthy and growing. All too often, what I have seen is that the owners like the money that's coming in. They fear retiring. They fear leaving the business. They're the fear of the unknown. So much of us as owners, our identity is with or in that business. We're going to talk about that in a later segment. So they just start to back off. They start to slow down. They start to interject some lifestyle into their business that they maybe never had before. Bottom line is they just kind of try to put it on a semi-autopilot. And I want to tell you, that's the biggest mistake you can do without putting some other things in place, which is, again, going to be some future episodes. So what happens? Again, I have literally seen this. And so what happens? Well, what happens is the business deteriorates. The business starts to drift. They lose some business, and they're not happy about that, but they don't think much about it. They don't make an effort to replace it. If they were actively running the business, if they had lost some business, they're working to replace that. To keep the business always growing. So the business just starts to drift. It just starts to decline. And then one day, all of a sudden, and honestly, what I have seen is it's about 2 years. They start to sort of retire, and they're really backing off, and they're injecting lifestyle into the business. Don't get me wrong. I think you're owning your business should be a lifestyle and not a life sentence. But certain things have to be done in the business before you can really do this intentionally. So again, one day they wake up and they go, oh my gosh, the reality, the realization of the condition of their business hits them. And then they go, oh my gosh, they panic. They say, my business is going down. I need to get out now. And their mindset is still, in essence, of that value of what the business was worth when it was thriving, when it was growing 2 years ago. So in their mind, that's the business they're selling, or they want to try to project to sell. But that's not the reality of the condition of their business now. And what often happens is putting their business on the market, honestly, it's just not that attractive a business. Or they put it up in a fire sale scenario saying, I got to get out now. I got to get out quickly. I'll take whatever I can get. Or what is really sad I've seen is they can't get out. They can't sell it for whatever price, or they won't sell it just for a little bit of goodwill and the assets and the customer base and the cash flow. They won't sell it for that. And then, oh my gosh, now it becomes laborious. Instead of a labor of love when they started the business, now it's a hassle. Now it's laborious to go into the business every day. Again, it doesn't have to be that way. So what do you do? So my recommendation is that you get a good business coach. You want to get one that has strength or experience, and that they can prove to you their experience in two areas. One of the areas is keeping an eye on and reinvigorating the business, getting the revenues going, getting the profitability back. In essence, they're focused on performance, and they respect the importance of the business performing. The second thing you want to find in the business coach and work on with the coach, and this is big, 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 big. That's getting one who understands and knows how and has experience in helping you set the business up in a way that you no longer are the center of the business. You no longer are the focus. You no longer have to be there at the business. And in actuality, someone who can do this is someone who is now in actuality going to help you set up the business in a way that you can start to get some of your life back. There are a lot of steps involved in this, and it's not a short-term fix like, hey, I'll work with this coach for 2 or 3 months and bam, it's there. But it can be done. It's also not one that necessarily will take you 2 or 3 years. Because again, if you're at the place that I've just described, your mindset is like, you're burdened, you're overwhelmed, you wanted to get out, you're stuck. It's just not a healthy place to be. But again, this is not something that's going to take you years necessarily to rebuild it. Not a short-term fix, but not years to get it done. It can be done in a reasonable amount of time. So get a coach, get your business back performing, and then get with the type of coach who can help you structure the business so you can start to get some lifestyle back. In addition, in future episodes, we're going to talk about the other things you need to be doing, things you can do yourself pretty simply, pretty easily to get started, making your business look more attractive to a potential buyer. Again, we're going to talk about some of that. But again, start with this coach that's going to help you structure the business differently, yet continue to focus on reinvigorating the business in the next, say, 3 to 6 months. Private message me if you can't find someone or you want a referral. I know some of the best coaches, business coaches in the country. And do it before you're panicking that you have to sell your business. Do it before, God forbid, you're forced to sell the business due to family situations or due to your personal health reasons. So please, while you're thinking, and also please subscribe to this channel, to my YouTube channel. If you're getting value out of this series or out of any of my other podcasts for the last year and a half, 20 months or so, please, please, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. See you next episode.